Hello, my beloved waking gods and goddesses. Welcome to my YouTube channel, Love, Truth, and Beauty. Do it yourself or divine in the flesh. Now with replays on IGTV at dakini.kiss, where together we learn how to surf and navigate the ups and downs of the totality of human experience, composing a new earth beyond this perception-managed reality matrix of five senses, having embodied our true divine creative nature and our true sensual sensorial world of seven senses, creating formless into form. Before we get started, please do give this video a thumbs up. Please also hit the subscribe button and the notification bell, selecting the all settings so that when I upload videos, the YouTube will let you know. I generally upload Tuesdays and Fridays, 2 p.m. Eastern. My name is Maria West, and I am your hostess of the highest, here to download, upload, inspire, and usher you into your bestest and brightest light, your bestest and brightest selves, and inviting you all to open your hearts wider and wider and wider still. Hello, my darlings. How are we all doing? Welcome to episode 78. And this video is my take on the topic of toxic femininity, the dark side of femininity. So I invite everyone who may even feel the slightest wince of trigger to own your stuff, your reactivities, and Transurf Reality, my loves, by waking yourselves up, seeing yourselves, seeing reality, exiting the matrix, enter into your center screen whilst watching and listening to this video in your awareness center. Okay, here we go. So I'm taking this on because as a champion of all humans, waking up, owning their attention, exiting the matrix, I've had my fill of the blaming and shaming of the masculine within both men and women, and the on and on and on and on and on and on about toxic masculinity without any kind of game plan to heal it, to move beyond it, to get over it, without there ever being a conversation about the effects of toxic masculinity as embodied by the unconscious feminine within women, unschooled in self-awareness, let alone self-responsibility. That's right, my loves, it works both ways, okay? You want to blame all men? Might as well blame all women, okay? And I mean no disrespect. I'm a woman, after all. Now, the heartbeats new humanity on the new earth have all exited the matrix and are embodied in the totality of the integration of the inner outer feminine and the inner outer masculine energies. I am, my loves, in no way giving the dark, violent sides of unconscious masculinity in both men and women, all perpetrators of the horrific human atrocities over our human history. I'm not giving them a pass. No one gets a pass. But we need to have ongoing real conversations outing the divide and conquer agendas of the powers that want to be, all within the matrix, and be able to do so without continuing the politically correct blame, shame, victim perpetrator agendas that keep us all circling, I can't even say it, circling around the toilet bowl within the matrix, and does not at all contribute to real healing and integration, let alone spiritual evolution and awakening beyond what the powers that want to be have designed for us to repeat ad nauseum. So let's begin, shall we? We have to be all sound asleep to not be remotely aware of the reality of the war of the sexes, particularly the current war on men. Okay, politically correct pop culture readily vilifies all men, particularly white men, and the patriarchy as the end-all, be-all, doom and gloom perpetrators. Okay, permission granted to get the fuck over it already. Okay, we need to move on from all of this. All right, no more conversations about just that. We need to integrate the whole thing, all right? Because we all embody the victim perpetrator polarity And we need to heal that. So our last several videos have been focused upon exiting the matrix and the forgiveness of our mothers and fathers, present or absent from our lives or upbringings, and also healing the feminine and masculine as energies expressed in both women and men, males and females, regardless of preferential gender. So let's not get distracted and caught up in that, so that we can embody our seventh sense of our innate generosity and care of the divine masculine principle of gifting giving and the divine feminine principle of receiving, both inherent in mastering manifestation and creating an abundant and prosperous happy life outside of the matrix from our center screens, purposefully creating, composing reality. Now, as conscious women, we are the gateways to conscious presence on the planet. So it is up to us, my lovelies, to heal our mind control sex enslavement as perpetuated by the divide and conquer agendas of the powers that want to be, and exit their matrix and reside on the planet as co-creators with conscious men who have also done their work. And by the way, the world is not the planet. The world, it is part of the matrix. In excavating toxic femininity, let's start with the divine feminine mood or mode of disgust. I want to bring this up because we, both men and women, tend to want to avoid the unpleasant, fucked up, awful stuff. You know, this business of spiritually waking up, awakening encompasses all of life and human experience. The good, the bad, the ugly, the pretty, the horrifying, gross, perverted, dirty, hurtful, twisted, and the sexy, beautiful, pleasurable, wonderful stuff. The mode of disgust is most feared by both men and women, and is the mode that I've been told countless of times over the last several decades by men and women regarding their fears that sharing, for instance, their most private of sexual fantasies, even with a most trusted beloved, would evoke their beloved's disgust and possibly cause their beloved to stop loving them and reject them altogether out of this disgust, resulting in a secretive build-up of guilt and shame and excess potential energies around sexual fantasies, okay? And sexual fantasies are normal, by the way, and all the success potential energies will bring about balancing forces, creating the opposite of what we all want, okay? As women, we judge, obsess, wallow, and allow disgust of ourselves, our wants, our needs, and desires, and fears, and guilt, and shame, and our judgments of others and the world to devour us, or we avoid it, distract ourselves, and run. And either scenario allows the mood of disgust to turn into ourselves as guilt, shame, humiliation, and embarrassment, leading women to their demise in immobilization, stagnation, self-sacrifice, denying, perpetuating women in victim identification, and further embodying the unconscious, unprocessed masculine, along with any unresolved father authority issues that we have not yet worked on. Okay, the above results in toxic femininity expressed via perpetual victim, helpless consciousness, or weaponized woundology upon others, like castrating all men with impunity or enacting self-violence and or murdering her offspring in an attempt to cleanse the evil embodiment of and through disgust. Okay, women's acting out in justified vengeance through all forms of violence against the patriarchy is the unconscious and unintegrated feminine and masculine residing within women, so identified by their traumas and overrun by their rage at men and the patriarchy, where they unwittingly become perpetrators of the exact same unconscious masculine energies and behaviors they were traumatized by and are so vocally and passionately against. Okay, this is the trap. This is the catch-22, and we need to wake ourselves up, see ourselves, see reality, exit that matrix and that programming to release the script and its hold upon the perpetuation of the war of the sexes. Okay, as women, diminishing our feminine energies by acting more from the masculine leaves us feeling dry, tired, exhausted, unhappy, fucking depressed and hopeless and lifeless, or overrun by rage, resentment, and unbridled vengeance, which explodes outward toward the world at large and men, any men, with violence. Often we will emasculate our partners and sons or reject them altogether, unaware that the divine masculine principle of gifting giving, along with the divine masculine attributes of taking defensive action, we vilify those. We can't be vilifying those, okay? We can't move into passivity, nor can we go into this place where we're just out of control and acting out. All right, so let's talk about the qualities of the divine feminine, the ways of the feminine, regardless of gender, being expressed in males and females. All right, now the masculine is always looking to the feminine for completion. The feminine, regardless of whether you're a man or woman, is the force of attraction and allure. This is magnetism. All right, this is about light and dark and colors, pastel, too brilliant, too vibrant. This is about life and death. The feminine is the force of life. All expressions of life includes the planet, and the planet is the quintessential expression of the divine feminine in the physical, and this includes all of our lands, waters, creatures, plants, rocks, and crystals. All right, so there is also love, or the refusal of love. So these are the polarizations of the feminine: light feminine, dark feminine, creation, destruction. Radiance is the core of the feminine in men and women. The feminine wants to be seen. The feminine wants to be noticed. This is why we as women and men, okay, we want to be fashionable. We want to wear jewels. We want to go to the gym. We want to work out. We want to look good. We want to feel good. We want to engage in self-care. Nothing wrong with it. It's wonderful, okay? There's the flow and stagnation, okay? The feminine flows. The masculine goes. Softness, rigidity, peace, agitation, sensation, numbness, nature, artificial, acceptance, rejection, receive versus take, perfume, stench, ripe, rotten, Betty Boop, Psycho Betty, Divine Mother, Mommy Dearest. The feminine hears mood and tone and speaks feel, while the masculine speaks words and does. Okay? The feminine is not always appreciated. The feminine flow is paid way less than the masculine go. The deepest gift of the feminine is her yearning, desire for the masculine, whether man or woman. And then there's yearning, craving. Now, one of the best ways to bring up feminine energies and to heal toxic femininity is to hang out with your really special women friends, or go to a spa and get pampered. Do girly activities, self-care activities. And this also works for the men. All of the emotions and traumas we've absorbed, my loves, are very real and very valid. Okay, we cannot deny them. So let's endeavor to own them and heal them so that we don't pollute the world, the planet, or adopt and engage in more mind control and programs so that our children can mimic our dysfunction and pain and all that stuff that will continue unchecked, unchallenged, and unquestioned for many more generations, okay? Let's stop that. So the collective programming of women to turn unrealized and unexpressed emotions of disgust, i.e. rage, fury, betrayal, will get lodged into her tissues. And this dysfunction gets carried out and handed down into future generations, further perpetuating the dysfunctional programming to her children, males and females, so that the pain cycle continues. Let's decide that the buck stops with us right now. Okay, so we all need to release our program and beliefs of victimization, okay, and perpetrators. So I invite you all to journal and discover the relationship between the divine feminine, mothers, and allergies or emotional energetic disconnections to milk and dairy products, okay, because this deeply affects the emotional, mental, and physical bodies of women and also men. And this includes our ability to take care of ourselves and others from a place of empowerment. And just like allergies to wheat, meat, and dogs are emotional, energetic disconnections to the masculine principle, the patriarchy, authority, the world, and father and men, all allergies to milk, dairy, and cats are energetic, emotional disconnections to the feminine principle and directly related to any issues regarding mom and her style of nurturing, overbearing, being mean, non-existent, critical, out of it, etc. Okay, so get to the core of the disconnection, and the allergies or histamine response is often resolved. I'm not kidding. All right, as men and women, unwinding our disconnection with the feminine and masculine also shifts and evolves our abilities to nurture ourselves and to open our abilities to receive and give, which is the activation and embodiment of the divine masculine principles of giving and gifting, and the divine feminine principle of receiving, which is our seventh sense, our innate generosity and care. Nurturing and self-care is actually an expression of the divine masculine in that we are giving from our hearts outward toward another or cause, and the nurturing is complete when we are received by others. Okay, my loves, that is my speech. We will continue this conversation regarding the masculine, feminine, diving more deeply into sacred sexuality. Do give this video a thumbs up, comment about your experience in the comments box below or in private. Let me know, let us all think. Let us all know what you're thinking, and if you have any suggestions for me as far as video topics, please share this video with your family and friends and communities and social media platforms and with whom you feel would benefit from my content. Please hit the subscribe button, the notification bell, selecting the all settings so the YouTube will let you know when I upload next. And if you find value, enjoy, or benefit from my videos, won't you please consider supporting my work through a donation? My PayPal link is below, as is my link tree that connects you with everything that I offer and different ways to connect with me. I thank you all so much for your focus, attention, and participation. I really do appreciate it. Until next time, be the love that you are. Share your love. Always act from love from your center screen, having exited the matrix. Be creative, be kind, be helpful, be generous, and give, give, give. Here's to love, truth, and beauty, my lovey doves. Mwah!